I was in North Minneapolis and I was returning some jeans. The cashier was just like, yo, like, where do these flies come from? And I look around, I'm like, I don't even see any flies. I don't know what this guy's talking about. And as I was driving away, I realized that that was a racist encounter towards me being African.
Oh, was this another black man?
It was an African American man. So I was just laughing about it in my car. I was like, ka, 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 ka. We're the same people, my brother. If somebody were to be racist to me, I don't see them as a threat whatsoever.
What?
Oftentimes, I ignore it.
No way.
What I think about is, are you in a position of power? You know?
Yeah.
Because if you were like a judge and you just like treated me less than human, then you permeate your own belief systems into like your service of other humans.
Yeah, so true. People in positions of power, like cops, for example, right?
Have you ever been pulled over? How does that play out?
When I get stopped by cops, like I get nervous as hell. I put my hands on the steering wheel. I take my wallet out, put it on the dashboard right away, because I don't want to give no reasons for somebody to like have a flash in their eyes of like, oh, this guy's a monster. And when the cop comes, you know, like rolled out in the window and the cop's always stern, where are you going? I don't want to be perceived as aggressive.
How do you do that?
My tone of voice is lower, slower.
Okay.
You know, I answer the questions and I make it a conversation. It's like, oh yeah, have you seen the Raiders, you know, today? Like they're doing really well. And like having that small talk, that actually like had him, you know, calm down and be a little nicer to me. Yeah. You know, and I ended up going home that night. So like I've learned to just like humanize myself, to dispel the assumptions and ideas of what I could be. It was like, oh, no, don't fill the holes in. Let me show you just through this conversation what type of person I am.
Wow, right on. Okay, so tell me about who you are.
I identify as Oromo, the country of Ethiopia, the land of Oromia.
How did you come to live in Minnesota?
Me and my family had to leave because it was too dangerous for us to stay. When we lived in Michigan, Lansing, Michigan is where we flew in first. Almost 2 years we were here, and that's when 9/11 happened. And my family comes from an Islamic background.
Yeah.
We started being treated differently. My father was fired from his job for being Muslim, very much so.
Oh, wow.
And we had to leave because it became dangerous.
Yeah.
But like it never stopped in Michigan. It just carried over elsewhere.
Can you paint a picture of that? What was that like?
Before 9/11, we were able to go outside at any time, play with the neighbors, be in the neighborhood. 9/11 happened and we couldn't be outside anymore. The neighbors don't even want to talk to you anymore. You know, those traumas don't just like go away, right? Of always having to run away.
Yeah, I get it. It's a recurring cycle, right? Your family having to leave your native country because of injustice, and now in this new country, again, you're having to leave because of hatred.
Like when I came into this country, Black people were like shown to us in a very negative way. You know, through orientation type, don't interact with them, don't be friends with them, don't marry them kind of situation.
Whoa.
You know, like they're a menace to society, like quite literally. That's the propaganda I was given.
Wow, so as the welcome packet into this country, you're already being trained into the racist ideals of this country.
The brand of racism that is very popular is like whites hating blacks. But me, I see it more like as a disease, and anybody can carry that disease.
Yeah.
You do see on TV like a bunch of racism, and you do see like white supremacy. At the height of 2016, I took a whole 30-day bike trip across the US, starting from Las Vegas to the Twin Cities, because I wanted to understand people in their lives rather than what I hear on TV, right?
Wow.
In this biking through the countryside, I had families invite me into their homes. Majority of folks I met were white folks, like in the backcountry, like ranchers, you know. They'd say, you're the first Black individual that has ever been in my home, or like, you're the first Muslim that's ever been in my home. Like a lot of these folks, we don't share the same political views. We don't share the same religion. But it really taught me that these individuals still have their humanity, and not one person had ill intent or like tried to do something bad to me or said anything bad.
Wow.
And I learned throughout this journey that there's a lot of misinformation out there because we don't have the courage to go to our next door neighbors, knock their door and get to know who they are, you know?
Yeah. So maybe the answer to all of this is paying less attention to the propaganda and putting more effort into having conversations with people around you.
Like brown and black folk, there's a level of trust I can have with them without having to go through, you know, a period of time of like, can I trust you to that level?
Okay, so then what has to happen for you to feel like you can trust others who don't share your experience?
I know I have a buy-in from the other person if the other person decides to take the time and energy to understand my perspective of the world.
Yeah.
And to understand how our workplace or whatever we're working together on keeps me out or works against me.
Thank you.